Dear students, a wonderful and cheerful good morning to all of you. You have already celebrated Diwali and Children's Day with great joy and enthusiasm. Well done. Now, let's focus our attention more on our studies. So, welcome back to online English classes. Let's start with UNIT-6. The name of the lesson is Expert Detectives. The name of the lesson is Expert Detectives. At this moment, certain questions would certainly come to our minds. Who are these expert detectives? What are they trying to investigate? Is their investigation correct? How do the detectives feel at the end of their investigation? Let's try to understand this exciting story with the help of these questions. The expert detectives are two young children, Nishad, a 7-year-old boy, and Maya, his 10-year-old sister. Nishad is also called 7 because his name means the 7th note of the musical scale. Nishad is also called 7 because his name means the 7th note of the musical scale. The two detectives, that is, Nishad and Maya, are brilliant and curious. They thought of a stranger in a different manner. The stranger lived next to their house. While they were playing marble, one day their marble rolled into Mr. Nath's room. Nishad had a chance to see the stranger. The stranger's name is Mr. Nath. Mr. Nath is treated by their mother, who is a doctor. So, Nishad's and Maya's mother is a doctor, and Mr. Nath is her patient. Is it clear? Okay. The two children became more and more curious and suspicious about Mr. Nath. One day, Nishad went along with his mother to her clinic. At the clinic, he got an opportunity to see Mr. Nath. He looked very thin, poor, and starving. He thought he was lonely and was looking for friends. Nishad also had a chance to meet Ramesh. Who was Ramesh? He was a waiter in the restaurant downstairs. Who was Ramesh? He was a waiter in the restaurant downstairs. From Ramesh, Nishad learnt many things about Mr. Nath. Ramesh told Nishad that he used to carry meals for Mr. Nath twice a day from the restaurant downstairs, for which he used to get good tips. So Nath used to give him some money for carrying the meals for him. Moreover, Nishad learnt one more thing from Ramesh. What was that? It was about the same man who used to visit Mr. Nath on every Sunday. So what was that? It was about the same man who used to visit Mr. Nath on every Sunday. In this way, Nishad collected a lot of information about the strange man, Mr. Nath. How did Nishad do all these things? Like an expert detective. On returning home from the clinic, Nishad shared all the information with his sister Maya. She noted down all the information and facts like a brilliant detective. Finally, Maya came out with all the facts she had collected about Mr. Nath. She presented all these facts before her brother. On the basis of these facts, Maya considered Mr. Nath to be a criminal and a crook. On the basis of these facts, Maya considered Mr. Nath to be a criminal and a crook. She also said that the Sunday visitor must be his partner in crime. But Nishad did not agree with Maya. He felt that Mr. Nath was not a criminal or a crook. He is not a bad man, and that is why he gives generous tips to Ramesh the waiter, that is, one who brings food for him. In fact, Nishad wants to make friendship with him, but Maya became very confused. In the evening, their mother came back home from her clinic. Whose mother came back from clinic? The mother of Nishad and Maya. Why did she come back from clinic? Because she is a doctor. Nishad asked his mother who Mr. Nath was. She was surprised and asked Nishad how he knew Mr. Nath. He replied that he had seen him coming out of her clinic that day. Nishad also told his mother what Maya thought about him. Nishad also told his mother what Maya thought about him. Maya says that Mr. Nath is a criminal and a crook. The mother was amazed and startled. She told her children that Mr. Nath was her patient. He was a TB patient. TB patient means patient of tuberculosis. She also told them that his full name is Mr. Narendra Nath and his family is in Andhra Pradesh. Moreover, the visitor who visits him every Sunday is his cousin who brings him money and medicine. Maya felt ashamed of herself and felt guilty. Maya felt ashamed of herself and felt guilty. Her investigation was totally wrong and baseless. Her investigation was totally wrong and baseless. Is it clear, dear students? Of course. What is the message for us? The message is we should not make wrong conclusions without knowing the truth. We should not make wrong conclusions without knowing the truth. Second, appearances can deceive us. Appearances can deceive us. Or don't judge a book by its cover. Don't judge a book by its cover. Is it very clear? All right.